Alright guys, it's your boy Toby. Welcome back to our course on Forex Trading. This is part 5, which is section 5 of the training. So I want you guys to please stay connected. If you've not subscribed to our social media channel or to our YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe as to encourage us to bring up more knowledge about the Forex trading. As a matter of fact, there are going to be a lot of very informative knowledge that is coming out of this event. It's going to be very massive. We just think of spending a whole 3 to 4 months just trying to discover something on this Forex trading that will make it very powerful. But in this case, you cannot or you may not get these informations if you don't subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please, I acknowledge that you please hit on the subscribe button and that of the bell icon. You might as well want to comment, you might want to like, but please guys, please just help us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then we'll get you there. Thank you. So we'll be treating the next course. We have actually come to the stage where we treat on some subject called support and resistance levels. Support and resistance levels. So what is support level? Okay, so support and resistance is one of the most widely used concepts in trading. Strangely enough, everyone seems to have their own ideas on how you should measure support and resistance. Look at the diagram above. As you can see, the zigzag pattern is making its way up. When the market moves up and then pulls back and pulls back, the highest point reached before it pulls back is now resistance. As the market continues again, the lowest point reached before it started back is now support. Now in this way, resistance and support are continually formed as market oscillates over time. Now the reverse, of course, is true of downtrend. Now how do we plot support lines? Okay, one thing to remember is that support and resistance levels are not exact numbers. Oftentimes you will see a support or resistance level that appear broken, but soon after find out that the market was just testing it. With a candlestick chart, these tests of support and resistance are usually represented by the candlestick shadows, which is what you see over here. So they are usually represented by the candlestick shadows. You notice how the shadows of the candlestick tested the resistance, broke it up a little bit. At those times, it seemed like the market was breaking the resistance. However, in hindsight, we can see that the market was merely testing the level. That's what you see at this level. The market, it was as if the market just broke, but was just trying to test the level. So how do we truly know if support and resistance is broken? How do we truly know if support and resistance is broken? There is no definite answer to this question. Some argue that a support or resistance level is broken if the market can actually close past that level. However, you would find out that, or you will find that this is not always the case. Let's take our same example from above and see what happened when the price actually closed past the resistance level. And then let's look at this particular diagram and know what's happening. Now in this case, the price had closed twice. The price has closed twice above the resistance level, but both times ended up falling back down below it. If you had believed that these were real breakouts and bought this pair, you would have been seriously hurting. Looking at the chart now, you can visually see and come to conclusion that the resistance was not actually broken, and that it's still very much intact and now even stronger. So to help you filter out this false breakout, you should think of support and resistance more of as zones rather than concrete numbers. So as you can see over here, the whole of this area is actually determined to be support zones. The whole of this area is determined to be support zones. So the market just broke a little bit, but it's not a true breakout. And that is why you find out that within this same range, the market broke, came back, tested again, went up again, and then fall back down into the same level where it was meant to be. So I want you guys to please stay connected with what's going on. A lot of information is coming up, and then when plotting support and resistance, please, you only want to plot it internationally, with the international formations. Now looking at the line chart, I think we're supposed to be having a line chart, but then looking at the chart you see over here, you want to plot your support and resistance around the areas where you can see the price forcing several peaks or valleys. So most of the times we want to plot your support and resistance based on seeing a peak that has come to a certain level like this, and then comes again the third time, comes again probably the second time, yeah, first, second, then third time. But first, as it was explained, they said first and second peaks are used to draw your support or resistance. So whenever the market comes to a level and then drops a first peak and that of the second peak, you draw your trend line on it and then wait for the third peak to hit. Before then, you know whether or not the decision to take, whether you're supposed to be selling from that level or not. Alright guys, so we'll look at the next on the line. Now at this level, other interesting support and resistance levels as persons have discovered, and just like the same way we see on our charts on daily basis. Now we have one, when market passes through resistance, that resistance now becomes support, and that is why you're seeing here, when market passes through a particular resistance, that resistance becomes a support. Now looking at this support, and then just like the same way when market passes through a support, that support becomes, when market passes through a resistance, resistance becomes a support, and then when it passes through a support, it becomes a resistance. Now looking at this level right now, this level was originally determined to be support, to be resistance, and then when this market crossed this level to this level, this now becomes a resistance and no longer support, and then this becomes a resistance to the moving trend. Remember, this was originally resistance, but when the market broke past it, then it became support, and then the one ahead of it becomes resistance. So when this market breaks again and goes above this particular resistance, the resistance turns to a support. Now, the more often price tests a level of resistance or support without breaking it, the stronger the area of resistance or support is. So that's exactly what you see here. The stronger that level becomes. Alright guys, we're going to be dropping off at this level for now. We actually have a lot of information about this support and resistance level. But then looking at this level, you see what happened. It broke this support, and then it broke this resistance, and then it became a support, then came to this resistance again, broke, and then it became a support, then came to this resistance again, broke, and then became a support, and then came to this resistance again, tested it the first time and then the second time, and it's not able to break it. Why? Because this is a major high point and strong resistance. So the whole of this level is determined to be resistance zones. This is actually a resistance level, but the zone within these areas are determined to be resistance zone. Here, this zone is very strong. It's very difficult to break past it, and that's why you find out that there was too many struggles here, and then at the end of it, the market dropped down. Alright guys, if this is your first time you're meeting me with a training of this nature, I want you to please hit on us on the YouTube. I want you to hit on that YouTube subscribe button and that of the bell icon so as to get notified when something new is being uploaded. Remember, we're taking you through this course from that of the kindergarten stage to university level, where you become so powerful that you need not the direction of anyone or instruction of anyone to make your trades. Alright guys, please stay tuned. You might just want to comment, you might want to like our page and then share with your friends, and let's get this done. I love you guys and I wish you happy trading. Thank you so much.